How's it going, guys? My name is Alex.
Good evening, good afternoon.
And welcome to a highly requested video about the settings of a pro player, which I am, obviously, hands down, I am the best player alive. But yeah, look, I like playing this game. I like posting videos, you enjoy the content, and you ask me, Alex, what is your camera setting? Alex, what is like your assistance or whatnot? Do you use that? I don't really use that, but I'm gonna be showing you the settings on my console account and on my mobile account as well. So the play settings, first and foremost graphics, my tablet kinda can run this, and I'll be updating that very soon, thanks to your support as well on the streams. My current iPad 5 isn't really capable of running the game on the highest graphics and record videos at the same time so that I can pause it later. Sometimes it lags, sometimes I actually got locked out of a game in a way where like I recorded a video, but then it just gave me a still image and I lost the game as a result. Which I'm still running that at a high frame rate, 60 frames per second, high graphics, high stadium graphics. But if you're experiencing problems, I would still remain on 60 frames per second, but I would downgrade the graphics, player graphics and stadium graphics to like the lowest. Speaking about the audio, and before we move into the audio settings, you probably noticed a new headset over here. And it looks absolutely gorgeous. Very low key, and the sponsor of this video is Fine. And they already supplied me with this crazy mic. Is a new set. Before I actually had these. I mean, they actually look exactly the same, but they like very colorful. And if I want something more low key without the RGB, and also on these headphones I have a special type of a controller thingy that you can use to either change the volume, right, of the sound, the volume on the mic as well. So the isolation is great. The material feels like very nice, and I've been using these, and I'm not really like violent with my equipment. But look, it's been almost like half a year since I used this, and it didn't disintegrate. This material is actually very solid. You can feel that they just put a lot of effort into their items. Yes, this can be used like as an additional mic to communicate with people in game, or like if you are like technical support. This speaking about the audio, so you need to hear the feedback of your players. And yeah, shout out to the sponsors of this video. You can check them out. The links will be in the description and in the pinned comment. But regarding the audio, what I did is I improved pitch audio so that I can hear the feedback of my players from in the past, and actually it's a little bit more juicy now. And I downgraded the commentary, stadium, sound effects, and I completely turned off the music because I don't really need it. It's a lot of copyright issues, I don't want to deal with that. For the player settings, I have Smart Assist off, control type virtual pad, but I used to play for the long period with touch and flick, and that is like a challenge for me. I try to do a touch and flick content and appeal to this audience, but most people play with virtual pad, which is like you have this on your screen, you have like virtual buttons of the pass, defend, tackle, shoot, dash, and whatnot. And yeah, touch and flick was fun. Directional stick type, for me it's move, and I would recommend you try different directional stick types. So move is when I have a lot of real estate on the left side, that's why I play on tablet. Kind of like advantage for me that I can not really think about hitting the exact space. I have it on move. People who are playing on phones probably would want to have it on fixed. Off, it's very difficult and strange, but some people like it. Cursor change. This is actually the most interesting part. I played with manual for the longest period, but then I experienced so many people who are like one touch pass till there is no tomorrow, like up until they like get through finally, like ping pong 1-2s. And I just can't be asked following this by auto manual switching. I started playing on assisted, but then I realized with assisted I do more switching than I need to, because there's a habit of switching to a player, and AI is switching for you at times faster than you anticipated. So I want to try semi-auto, but I would probably be switching back to manual. So you will understand that the more you play and the more you try to defend with matchup, you probably realize that. And I have a separate video on defending many of them. And other than that, defending is standard for me. It makes most sense. Button configuration I showed you, I slightly adjusted it. Opacity is 40. You can have it on 100. It doesn't matter for me, for you probably. For me, it's important. I just don't want the buttons to stand in the way of the video. Cursor type, I may actually downgrade it to like 20. Cursor type is player name. Everything else is activated. I am using the camera. Oh, I got the login present. Konami-san, thank you so much. I mean, it's just just like that, bro. Like, it's so easy to get free stuff. And for the camera, this is a dual camera, something that I use a lot, just because when I start dribbling, and especially on that side of the pitch, it just zooms in on a player and gives you a better perspective. I just doesn't do it right now, just because I don't have an opponent in front of me. It tracks the movement of the players well, but the other camera that actually is very fun to use and preferred by many is dynamic wide. The difference is it's just a little bit shifted lower, and you see more of the pitch. And it isn't going to be adjusting, not going to be zooming in the moments when you're dribbling. So you can still switch, and it's much more practical. My problem is that I'm playing on a tablet. As you can see, the aspect ratio is kind of cut on the sides. Like, obviously, because difference compared to mobile. And I cannot really exploit these with through passes, so I need to refer to minimap more than anything. But I really like the fact that I'm using the movable joystick here, and it just has so many real estate, and I don't really need to think about like hitting that area in the middle all the time in the same space to actually activate like the command. On console, I have the following setting. I'm using this kind of like based of my experience. And I made a video defending tutorial to very good players, OGs of the eFootball scene, and you need to check them out. Rockchalk and Ingeminator, and we are covering the settings as well. So based on their input, I just kind of like decided that I need to do like to cater all of these settings to my liking. And yeah, so this is what I did. The attack for me is the following. Special controls R1, cursor change L1, R2 is dash, finesse dribbling is L2, through ball is triangle, and just because before I don't have much experience playing, I played on the keyboard before just trying console. I played on PC, and it was kind of weird. It's just not a good experience playing on PC on keyboard, man. Controller is definitely better, but I just got used to A, W, S, D, and A would be always a cross for me. So I kind of remapped the same situation, so square is a cross for me, or lofted pass, and shooting is a circle. For the detailed settings, I have the following. This is the most important part, and that actually works for me very well. So all I need to do is just master manual switching with left joystick, and I think I'm onto something here. So my smart assist is off, my cursor change is semi-assist, and this is important. Many people are like using assisted, and they are like playing very well with that. I just think that I like to have full control, but at the same time, when opponent is crossing, I don't want to be in a position when I need to like select the player in defense, or like there are certain situations where having a little bit of assistance on switching is nice. So semi-assist works for me the best. I may experiment and have full assisted mode. It may work for me, but I just like semi-assist right now. Cursor changes player name, manual cursor change type. This is, trust me, it works. Just copy this and it will work for you. And level pass is passing level is second. I press X twice and I get a standing tackle, which is kind of nice. Shot type is basic, pressing twice is sharp touch, direction guide is off, and next player indicator is on. This is so important because the game will show you this like indicator that is like half translucent, half transparent, and you'll understand that if you do the auto switch with R1, for me it's R1, I will see that the game will switch automatically to the player that has that kind of like translucent type of indicator. So don't turn it off, in my opinion, unless you're like very comfortable with having it on. Target guide, I think I need to try it, but it will show you when you're switching off. Yeah, displays indicator for potential players to switch when using off the ball controls. I can try to use that. And then we have Fiends command easy and position guide on co-op. I like it as well. I don't mind it at all. So this would be the controller settings, and I feel like this is very nice. And in defense, the same. Yeah, you see call for pressure R1, and dash is R2, cursor change is L1. Oh yeah, L1. I was talking about cursor change as L1, of course. I have dash and call for pressure, second man press on R1. Yeah, so this is pretty straightforward. And speaking about other settings, speaking about the graphics, you don't need to worry when you're playing on PlayStation 5. And the camera for me, let's go to training. I'm currently at dual and get this. Oh, you see, it's actually zoomed in a little bit. This is nice. This is what you get with dual. This is very smart from Konami. They're zooming in when you're trying to dribble. So they zoomed in, and they zoom out, understanding when I'm about to dash dribble. And I was about to dash dribble there. So I dash dribbled. The game. See, I'm getting closer to the goal. In certain areas, the game see, it starts zooming in. I don't know exactly how it's activated, but it's very smart. So I like dual for this exact feature. And when it comes down to other cameras, I would say that this is the camera that is very effective. Just basic dynamic wide. You can experiment, of course, with the height of the camera, but for me, the regular settings, which is is enough. It will never be zooming in like it did before for me. It is just pretty straightforward. It just follows and tracks the motion of your player that is possessing the ball. So no fancy zooms. And at the same time, you probably see more of the pitch. I don't know. For me, dual is I'm not really limiting my view, but it's still nice. So yeah, and speaking about the sounds as well, I have soundtrack is off, and it is custom for me, and I boosted the pitch audio to 5, and everything else is at 1, and sound effects is at 2. So yeah, these are my settings. I hope it helped you, man. I've been experimenting with the settings, and I've been playing football on mobile for 3 to 4 years, and then console I just started playing that. I appreciate you watching. Drop a like if you enjoyed this video. If it is helpful, share it with your friends. And this video hopefully will answer a lot of the potential questions in the future. Check out sponsor of this video. Shout out to Fine. And I'll see you next.